Шановні колеги, ми продовжуємо.
We continue our work. The topic of the next event, initiative, hidden interest, conflict of interest can be detected in one click. Our guests are Halyna Yanchenko, chairman of the NGO Anticorruption headquarter, Anton Marchuk, the analyst of the same organization. Good afternoon, dear colleagues. Good afternoon to our viewers and listeners. I am Halyna Yanchenko. I am chairman of the NGO Anticorruption headquarters, and today we'll be presenting our new revolutionary initiative, which is hidden interests. What is that initiative about? What are hidden interests? I will tell you about all that. Hidden interest is practically the database of companies which are connected directly or indirectly to MPs and to the members of the Council of Kiev Rada, Kiev Council, and top officials. It has two parts. First one is database of companies and automatic analyzer. In a few minutes, it allows to analyze any documents you would like. It could be the notes for 30 pages notes, the agenda of the meeting of the city council, which is 50 pages long. So you can download this document to this website, and in a few seconds the the machine will find what are the coincidences between their database and your document. So we give such a unique instrument for other stakeholders. For who did we develop the hidden interests? These are for journalists and public activists with the help of database hidden interests and automatic analyzer. This allows to help in anti-corruption investigations and preparing news, and it helps in deep investigation. The first work of our site shows that the journalists who will use hidden interests every plenary week of Kiev Council will be able to produce several anti-corruption pieces of news. We hope that the journalists will like hidden interests. Anti-corruption activists will be using our website to prevent conflict of interest so that the members of the council do not lobby their interests, business interests. And this is first target audience. The second target audience for which we were developing hidden interests is the community, active Kievites. With the assistance of our website, they will be able to look at who presents them in Kiev Council, what is this member of the council lobbying? Is that something that the community presents, or is it lobbying own companies? And the third target audience is business. Because of corruption, the representatives and the owners of business who want to play honestly, who hope that their business will develop, they cannot do it. If we are talking about Kiev Council, the Land Commission is the monopolist in allocating land plots. And honest businessmen have limited opportunities to get land plots because in the Land Commission there are only lobbyists, and the same is true about public procurements. The representatives of business can check their competitors using our website. The key functions of this site. It's easy to use. First of all, that's search in the database. You can see the information. You can look for the information using the name of a top official, civil servant, or the member of the council, or you can use the name of the company, and you can check whether this company is the company of some civil servant, or you can put the name of a civil servant to see what firms, what companies related to this civil servant. Another function which is very important is automatic analyzer. In a few seconds, it allows to compare and to produce results about coincidence between your document and the website. When we were testing the hidden interests, we liked so much this. The main thing for the document is the document should be in the doc format or PDF format. You can download it on the website, even if this is 100, 300 pages. In a few minutes, you will get the list of companies which are owned by the members of the council and which are in your document. If a person would do it manually, it would take several days. We are making this work easier. We save time for people, and our website does the work that could be done in 3 days. And this happens just within 3 seconds. And basically, the first results which we received when we were analyzing the companies related to the members of the council. I would like to give the floor to my colleague Anton Marchuk, the chief analyst of Anticorruption headquarters. He will present these infographics.
Thank you. So in the course of trying to download our database, we'll find more than let's say 360 different companies belonging to 160 plus MPs and the clerks in the Kiev municipality and other regional. And we are talking about 396 public organizations and some of the charity organizations. Also, charity and public organizations can demonstrate a big amount of very interesting, provide very interesting information like the ties or links between the MPs of the Kiev Council. Some of them are the founders of the same public organization, which can be used, as to prove as the direct or indirect link or time between contact between those the persons. Also, we analyze the ownership of the private companies of the MPs, and out of 23 persons who are members of the Kiev Municipality Council, on the land they have some of the interests, or they are connected to some of the construction or building companies. So they say they all have at least a potentiality of the business interests. So we have to study whether they violate the legislation directly or indirectly, lobby in the interest of the companies which they are connected to. And in the nearest future, we are going to launch an investigation regarding the Land Commission of the Kiev Municipal Council, where we are going to provide more detailed information about the persons and which companies they are connected to. Also, we found another very interesting fact, which has become the grounds for one of our investigations. So I'm talking about The fact when one of the MP, now the Kyiv City Council, Mr. Kostyushka, after became the MPs, he started to win much higher sums of money. We are talking about the state or public procurement in the city of Kyiv project. So within 2011, 2015, he became the winner of the amount to the tune of 1.2 million hryvnia approximately. When he became MP next year, we can see that he became the winner of 11.7 million hryvnia amount of the funds. We have a kind of let's say, a suspicion that he can use his position office to win those tenders. And again, a big number of those fall upon the educational commission on Kyiv. Maybe he uses his MP's influence for his company, Communist Resettlement, to be successful within the public procurement projects. We are going to use the information and publish this information. If we are talking about our investigations, we are going to provide this information to the journalists. And at last, speaking about our plans, present the hidden interest by database covers only the MPs of the Kyiv City Council and the managers of the executive local authorities, Mr. Klitschko and his team, the chairman of the district administration, their deputies. But already this year we are going to expand this database. We plan to add to this database the MPs of the Verkhovna Rada, of the Parliament of Ukraine, and also we are going to add the profiles in the companies associated with the MPs of other big cities like Lviv, Kharkiv, Odessa, maybe Dnipro. And also, we plan to provide training for the regional activists and journalists how to cooperate with how to reveal the hidden interests and what to do. We are talking about along the lines of the corruption investigations and finding and breaking news, let's say. That's why we call upon the public organizations, journalists, both in Kyiv and the regions, to cooperate with us. We are prepared to provide personal training and presentations for the stakeholders, for the parties concerns. This brings us to the end of our presentation. We wish you all success in your investigations. Visit our website, http interest.stab.net. Thank you. Thank you. Maybe there are some questions among the audience, so please introduce yourself and then your question. The day newspaper. Can we just sit in our chair to be involved in some investigation and find out who is interested in this or not decision to be passed by the city council, for example, to sell some of the roofed markets in the capital city of Ukraine, including the Bessarabka marketplace. Thank you for your question. Yes, the hidden interests, they have been actually set up in order to help reveal such information. If you visit our database, in fact, in the Kyiv Council there is a deputy, the business of who is actually associated with the operation of market, and his company is called Tov Market, Tov Rynek. So you can visit our website, type the name of this market and company, you'll see what deputy we are talking about. Of course, there are more deputies who are looking forward to get some very sweet piece of this pie in order to get those markets into their hands. Unfortunately, not for the benefit of the community, but for their own interests and benefits. If there are no more questions, this brings us to the end of our briefing. Thank you very much. Thanks again for your kind attention.